Everybody rock, rock, rock. Everybody roll, roll, roll. Whee! Whee!
Here we go. Welcome to the channel. I am Matt the Lizard, your guide in this adventure and exploration. Today, we're going to Eden Gardens State Park in Walton County, Florida. As always, keep seated inside the video until it comes to a complete stop. You're going to want to watch this one all the way to the end.
Please subscribe, he's driving me insane.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Historical use of this property goes back to the 1800s, late 1800s. It was a pine forest, and they were harvesting lumber here. Started by the Wesley family. The state has got about 169 acres that they've reserved for public use, which is nice because I didn't realize the entrance road on the way here is really built up. I'm not against progress, but I am glad that some of it's been preserved. You can see over here there's a little bit of a timeline. You can pause on that if you want to see and read it all. Going back to the 1700s in Point Washington, the American natives, Spanish, French, and British have been present here. 1860s lumber, all the way up to, let's see, 1920. There was some stores here. And then going further on this side, a whole bunch of other things happened. The main one is this here in 1963. Lois Maxon purchased it, restored the house, and then in 1968, so 5 years later, donated it to the state of Florida. And then here's the part that I personally love. 1972, the movie Frogs, starring Ray Milland and Sam Elliott and Joan Van Ark, was filmed here at Eden State Gardens. We're gonna probably take a tour today inside the mansion. I would say the parking lot is amazing. There's a lot of people here too. It used to be, I came out here, it was almost like a secret. I'd be the only car here. It's supposed to get cold tonight. So maybe people are just out enjoying things. This is interesting. The Friends of Eden are selling plants. You take a plant labeled at the dollar level of your donation or less, as long as it's not within the ropes, and then you can take a plant home. Nothing in there but pine straw, but it's a Sunday. They'll replenish. It's really nice, this paved path going up to the mansion. You can kind of see it peeking through the trees there. That is a true old school southern mansion. Big verandas, big windows. And something I always found interesting about this, and we'll get a close-up view, you can see the house is built on the square. So there might be some viewers out there who know what that means, but it's perfectly pointed, north, south, east, and west. The grounds are just beautiful. I mean, they always were. And I've been out here several times. Looks like they put a lot of work into fixing certain things up. And I'm not sure if these are caretaker houses or these might be neighbors to the property. Can you imagine? that house is awesome, but you're right across from this. As it comes into view, you'll see how cool this place is. Wesley Mansion, and the whole grounds were named Eden because of a Bible verse. There was a joining of the two rivers in the book of Genesis, and they stated that's where Eden was. So he took the name, which I think is kind of cool. There's a historical marker here. We'll check that out. I love the quote on top. This applies to everybody. Who loves a garden still is Eden. Amos Bronson Alcott. It says it was bought in 1963. You can pause and then if you want to read that. And there's something on the other side. I'm not sure when the marker was put here. 1969. So this marker's been here. The marker is part of history too. I almost seem to think that this used to be the parking lot a long time ago. Let me check out the mansion. Isn't that beautiful? And in the summertime, with the canopy of the oaks and the Spanish moss here, it's really nice. And at Christmas time, they decorate each room. They have certain civic organizations who put different decorations in each room, different trees. That's kind of neat to walk through. And in front of it, kind of goes along with the on the square theme, there's a reflecting pool. And if I remember right, I think there's some koi fish in here. We'll go take a look. Yeah, there's some fish. Water's a little muddy. It's been raining. As that filters through. Go check it out. You can see the fish here. Cool. Big guys are used to getting fed. You can see the northern exposure of the house. Love that little widow's walk up top. Reportedly, when the house sat empty for a while, there was not much vandalism. Partially because people respected it, I guess. partially because it's a little bit remote. I mean, it's not super remote. It's civilization is encroaching on it now, but it wouldn't be worth your time to come up here just to vandalize it, I guess. So I'm thankful. They have one of the world's largest collections of Louis XVI furniture inside too. We're gonna enter through the gift shop. Our next tour starts in about 25 minutes. We're gonna sign up for that. Oh, and check this out, at Halloween time, they actually showed frogs here. That's cool. If you like cheesy movies, that's for you. There's a little statement about why all the frogs in the gift shop. I like the can koozie, that's cool. Frogs, reptiles. Reportedly, they were paying like $0.25 a piece to the locals to bring reptiles and frogs here for this movie. It is definitely a B-grade horror movie. It is not Citizen Kane. But they do have some cool stuff in here. All right, we'll check back in a minute when someone's working, and we'll get on a tour. Out here on the porch, the veranda, they have a bunch of these really cool rocking chairs.
And you can fall right there. Look, jump, 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 jump.
While we're waiting for the tour to start, and take a look inside one of the windows here. Hopefully that shows up. You can see inside the house. It's beautiful inside. Porch wraps all the way around. The front doors. Big tall windows. Natural light plus natural ventilation. You can kind of see inside here too. That's cool. Pretty sure it goes all the way around. It's been a while. Brick fireplace, nice and cozy. You see in there? Now the porch ends, but they are ADA compliant, so that's kind of nice. Love all the oak trees. Going by the dates of some of the trees that I know how old they are in Panama City, like the old Sentinel, these are probably 300 years old. The things that have happened in the world since that tree was sprouted. On the other side. Come down here. What a grand entrance. Porch up there. I don't remember if they let you go out on there or not. I think I sometimes have been out there, other times no. So I definitely recommend checking out the movie Frogs, because they shot a lot of scenes here, interiors and exteriors. Beautiful. Going that direction through the trees is just Choctawhatchee Bay, and there's little bayous in there. I think Tucker Bayou is the name of it. That's what they used to use for loading the logs. And the opening shots of Frogs, Sam Elliott without a mustache, and I thought he was born with a mustache. But he's out there on a canoe, so you can see that. That's kind of neat. Apparently they made a couple of personal appearances in Panama City, which is, you know, just really 2 towns over that way, which would be kind of cool. I would have been quite young at that time. Not giving away any secrets. Hey, you can see through the trees, you can see the water. We're gonna go down there for sure. Ooh. I just got wet. I just soaked my shoes. Nobody tell her. And on the back side, they used to have like a butterfly garden. They had some plants and stuff which were conducive to butterflies. I don't know if they still have that. We'll go take a look. We got some time still. You can see the backside view of the house. What's the where the gift shop is? I don't know if it's an addition or that might have been the kitchen. And back here is where I remember the butterfly garden. It might be that it's not active where they moved it. It's all these little paved trails. What a great spot to picnic. Oh. Little sundial. And the Seagrove Garden Club is maintaining this. Kudos to them. What are you looking at? What are you pointing at? Let's see. Oh, he's pointing at the fountain. Let's go see. Looks like they might still be doing some work on it. They're predicting a freeze tonight. Yeah, I think maybe this was a butterfly garden. There's a butterfly marker. I don't know. They're probably out of season. Or whatever you call that. Spanish moss, otherwise known as southern lace. Some people say you gotta be careful with this stuff because it harbors parasites. We actually have a little Halloween house that my wife made, and we decorated it with Spanish moss. Looks really cool. All right, we'll go back up by the gift shop, see if it's time yet. Look at all those windows. You can kind of see it was I don't usually talk prices, but it was $4 to get into the state park, and the tours are $4 a person. I mean, that's really not too much for what you're gonna get here. This is cool. This is something that should be preserved, and I'm glad that it is. Really cool magnolia tree. When these bloom, they get the big white blossoms on them. They smell amazing. It's one of the things in Florida that when it's active, it doesn't actually bother my allergies, and I really do like the smell. Kind of a sweet, perfumey smell. Okay, well, sadly, they don't allow any filming inside. They have a sign that says no photography. I figured the flash would be the issue, and I told them I didn't have a light, but they just have a strict no filming policy. Hey, they can do what they want. It's very cool, though. A couple things. They didn't really mention the antique Chippendale. Would you call it an end table or a nightstand?
I think it's like a desk table.
Yeah, it's like a little desk table. Is in one of the bedrooms up there. Probably the most expensive antique in the house. I believe upwards of $100K.
Probably more than that.
And you wouldn't guess it because it is very plain looking, very solid, but very plain looking, not ornate at all. And something else new I learned is all these bricks. I don't think I've ever heard this before. All the bricks that surround the house were from fireplaces that Miss Maxon had removed. So nothing went to waste. I would have to say my favorite room is probably the library. It was originally a parlor when the original owners had it, and Miss Maxon turned it into a library. Donated all the books after she died, and so they have like your typical Reader's Digest condensed books and thrift store encyclopedias kind of filling up the shelves. What's your favorite room?
Probably the pink room.
Who's this? Hey, puppy. What you doing? I bet he didn't pay to come in the park. I just have a suspicion. There's quite a few trees like this in Bay County. It's so old and so big.
It grew underneath.
That the branches went into the sand and came back out. I guess it's good in a way because it means it's self-supporting. And one of you guys made them put this sign up. Who did it? Which one of you? Don't know what this number's about. Tree number 16. We're just going to take a little short walk down to Tucker Bayou. If it doesn't get too cold, we're trying to stick to the sun. I want to pet him.
He doesn't want to be petted.
Well, that's why I didn't force him. I just invited him.
And he said no.
No, he didn't. He walked away.
And that said no.
And did I chase him?
No.
Then am I leaving him alone?
No, because you keep listening to him.
Over here, I'm not sure of the scope of the project, but they do have some signage saying that they're taking on a big project. I don't know if it's a walkway or what. You can see the green here in front of the house. Available for weddings. Something else they didn't mention, there's a ghost inside, reportedly. Of course, all buildings that old, they probably have a ghost of some kind. The McMansion I live in doesn't have any ghosts yet. But I'll take care of it. And no mention of the movie Frogs. They had the frog stuff in the gift shop, but no mention of it. There's a cool little nature trail, or there was, going down this way. But it almost looks like this is the border of the property. In 2000, so 25 years ago, they put this pavilion. I do remember when they were building it. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been here. It's cool. Nice little stage area. Yeah, I really remember there was some trails that went down this way. Or maybe it was further down that way. I'm not sure. But that definitely looks like a boundary fence. Who knows, maybe they broke off part of it. You can see a close-up shot of Tucker Bayou. Wow, it is windy down here. And cold. But on the other side of that island leads out to the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway, which is like a highway for boats dug by the Army Corps of Engineers. So they could trim the lumber, shoot it off here, and take it to other points in the world even. Wow. It is like super windy down here. And going further that way is Choctawhatchee Bay, heading towards Destin. Hikes. This would be inviting in the summertime. Right now, that'd be a polar bear plunge. Just gonna go out to the end of the pier here. Watch the bay for silvery leaping fish, striped mullet. Those of us who don't know would probably call them flying fish. Might be the same thing. See all the houses. Development is definitely encroached. Getting ready to wrap it up. She's a little cold, I'm cold. It was really cold down there in the bayou. I can't tell you how cold it was. To be fair, I'm dressed in, you know, shorts and a sweatshirt. And it's probably in the 50s Fahrenheit here. Looks like they're building a walkway through here. I think they're 95 foot. Sorry for the generator. Oh, these guys. That is not easy work. Kudos to these guys. They're doing that. They're doing a great job. On a Sunday in the cold. It's wet. They don't even get the benefit of any shade. Right over there is a little like meeting pavilion. A lot of when they do weddings out here, they'll go over there and have a reception. Yeah, plenty of pictures out on the grounds. But no weddings inside the house, she said, as it is an active museum. So I get it. The generator's still out over here. But they need it for their power tools. Other side of the reflecting pond. She did say on the tour that this was one of the first improvements they made to the property. So it was not original property. This was probably 1972 they put it in. Here lies the treasure of pirate. Oh, I can't make out the name. Must not be anything. I'm still looking for the elusive butterfly garden. I'm pretty sure this was it. Kind of almost like a, I don't want to call it a labyrinth, but it's kind of close. It's a nice sitting area. Be cool to have a picnic out here. That's going to be ice cubes by tonight. That's a neat little garden. Well, there you have it, and there it is. Thanks for watching. Once again, I had fun personally. I do most of these just for my own entertainment. Hopefully you had fun too. I'm trying to make my channel something of, if you're a local, thinking about moving here, thinking about vacationing here, just some content for everyone in here. So I only ask one thing and one thing only. Subscribe. Thank you, and I appreciate everyone who's done everything else. Well, remember, you are important. And the world needs more people like you. Matt the Lizard out.